education. Kinamagewan. The text of Treaty 3 reads, Her Majesty the Queen agrees to maintain schools for instruction in such reserves hereby made as to her government of her Dominion of Canada may seem advisable whenever the Indians of the reserve shall desire it. Anishinaabe communities of Treaty Number 3 were informed that they would have to build schools at their expense before the government would supply funds for a teacher. This was not their understanding of the agreement of Treaty Number 3. With the implementation of the Indian Act in 1876, the Government of Canada began a program to build schools and educate Indigenous children. This took the form of industrial schools and later residential schools, which were often outside the communities. The schools were run by Christian churches and operated with the explicit goal of destroying Indigenous cultural practices, language, religion, and traditions. 7 Indian residential schools operated in Treaty Number 3 territory: St. Mary's, School Point, Cecilia Jeffrey, St. Marguerite, McIntosh, Pelican Lake, and Fort Alexander. In addition, from 1886 to 1990, 16 Indian day schools operated in the Treaty 3 territory. The purpose of the Indian day schools was similar to that of the residential schools. More recently, funding has been made available for Treaty 3 communities to build and maintain their own schools that feature both traditional teachings and the Ontario Standard Curriculum. Chief Sakatchewe of the Lac-Sioux Anishinaabe, if you give what I ask, the time may come when I will ask you to lend me one of your daughters and one of your sons to live with us. And in return, I will lend you one of my daughters and one of my sons for you to teach what is good, and after they have learned, to teach us. Women, Anishinaabekwe. In the official record, women were excluded from the Treaty 3 negotiations. It is likely the women did accompany the chiefs and headmen to the treaty negotiations. The Anishinaabe clan system was highly influenced by clan grandmothers. Women traditionally had strong leadership positions and decision-making power. Women governed the water and the land. Neither of these roles were acknowledged by the treaty commissioners. The Indian Act continued this patriarchal view. It resulted in Anishinaabe women losing their traditional governance roles in their communities. It also led to women losing their status if they married a non-status person. Finally, it excluded women from participating in the band system. The Indian residential school system caused women to lose their role as mothers. Traditional roles like midwifery were taken away. Only recently has this form of healthcare been brought back to the Treaty 3 communities.